If benefits just got dropped onto your desk and you're quietly panicking, then this one's for you. Because nobody told me any of this either. The day I started my first benefits job, somebody handed me a binder, pointed me to a filing cabinet, and said, open enrollment is in a couple of weeks. You got this. And then they walked away. And while they walked away, I remember thinking in my head, Nancy, where I don't have this. I don't know what's going on. I could really use some help here. How about you come back? There's a chair, a cubicle. There's two, one for you, one for me. Let's go over this thing. They didn't. I truly only had the filing cabinet, my binder, and my cubicle. So don't, when you have your binder, at least at the start. So nobody told me what was in the binder. Nobody told me what to do first. Nobody told me that I had just walked into the most important and most invisible jobs. Okay. So you're probably curious who I am. I'm Erica. I've spent nearly 20 years in benefits, everything from tiny corporations to global programs across dozens of countries. The opportunity. And the whole way up, I kept running into the same thing. Benefits is one of the most complex, compliance heavy, emotionally loaded jobs in any company. And almost nobody gets trained for it. You get thrown into it. You figure it out at 9 p.m. with a random article and a prayer. That's why this channel exists. No corporate speak, no stale webinar energy, just real talk about benefits. The good, the bad, the genuinely ugly for someone who's actually done it. Because benefits should feel like a perk and not paperwork. Because let's face it, the majority of any of the overviews that you find for benefits, human resources in general, is either so laced in acronyms, generalities, or just plain old fashioned boring. Within the first 5 seconds, you're already ready to either fall asleep or get another coffee to keep from falling asleep. So the goal of this channel is to give you a little excitement, to give you some enjoyment, to rate tips and tricks. So that way you too can thrive within your career. Okay, so let's get on into it. Number one, nobody told me that I'd be the most important person in the building that nobody trained. For the longest time, I thought everybody else in HR had that secret handbook, almost like a secret handshake. They had a secret guide, and it literally said secret on it. And it was embossed with gold letters. And it covered every possible scenario that could ever happen, and then gave them detailed step-by-step instruction on how to resolve said issues. And I always wondered, where is this book for benefits? Where's my benefits 101 secret handbook? Where do I find out how to actually do this job, do it well? So here's the truth. There is no manual. There's no secret book. There is no benefits 101. None of your HR counterparts have any sort of secret undercover black book with gold letters that teaches them how to do everything perfectly. It does not exist. And almost nobody walks into this job feeling right. The people who look confident, they're the ones who just have a little bit of a head start. They learned how to fake it until they make it. And the great thing is that you are not going to have to fake it forever because you will make it. That's the whole purpose of this channel. We are in this together. You are not behind. You're just struggling. So now that we've gone through one of the most important things that nobody told me, we're going to breathe. Because not knowing everything on day one is not you failing. You are not a failure. It's day one doing exactly what day one is supposed to do. Letting you know, hey, we have an obstacle ahead of us, but guess what? You're going to be able to accomplish it. You're going to be able to conquer. One foot at a time. Secret book. Okay, so number two. Nobody told me that open enrollment isn't a season, a project. My first year, I thought open enrollment was a November thing, right? Here's the new plans or the same we had. Employees go into that beautiful system, make their choices, and then magically, somehow, it just gets turned over to the carrier. So come January 1st, when I want to go to the doctor, they know we look clean our toes, who's on it, and everything just works beautifully. That is not how open enrollment actually works. Open enrollment is not a November thing. The real work starts in late summer. And if we were to be truly honest, open enrollment work should actually start kicking off in March and April. I know it sounds early, but that's really the better time frame. So when you think about open enrollment, the renewal, plan decisions, the system build, the communication plan, the testing, by the time November shows up, if you're just starting, you're already underwater. And I'm not telling that to you to scare you. I remember one of the jobs that I came into, the prior benefits manager had left, and she had left the organization, not exactly happy. So there were some intentional decisions made to not do anything for open enrollment. So I came in and had to set out not just one, but two open enrollments within a span of 4 weeks. And guess what? I got it done. Now, was it the most eloquent of open enrollments that the company had ever experienced? Probably not. But I will have to say that it was pretty darn good, especially given the small amount of time that I had to play. So here's the takeaway. Open enrollment is won or lost in the months before it. You build your timeline backward from your start date. So if you know that open enrollment is going to be in November, then you work backwards of knowing when do I need to start planning open enrollment to make sure that when November comes, it's smooth sailing versus rocky road. So don't plan forward for me. I'll do a little video just on the timeline, but for now, know that this is a project and you are the project manager. So just remember, always start December, not November. Number 3. So this is the cringe one, but it's very important. Nobody told me that acronyms aren't the hardest part. The people are. When I started, I was terrified of the alphabet soup. Think ERISA, COBRA, FMLA, ACA, HSA, FSA, SPD. I could go on and on. I thought that was the job. I needed to decode all of these secret acronyms and understand what in the world that they meant, what I'm supposed to be doing with them, who it actually impacted. But then I realized you can actually just Google all of those letters and you can figure out what is the base root of what they. The real heart of benefit is when somebody calls you because they just lost someone they love and they need to understand their death. Or a parent is going out on leave and they're scared and they don't want to lose their job. Or someone whose claim got denied and they're infuriated because the cost of that claim is pretty costly and they want to know why they are actually being charged. So you can just pick one of these reasons and know that there is a human being on the other side who needs you. And you may not understand everything. You don't understand why they're claiming, but you know that it matters to them. You know that they're frustrated. You know that the truth behind their frustration is that claim is $1,400. It's not so much the cost alone, but it's the fear that's attached to where are we going to get this $1,400? Or that person whose husband has passed away and they weren't expecting them to. And they know that they have life insurance, but they don't know how to file it. Their hearts are heavy and they're sad and they just want you to help them. And maybe you don't know what to do, but you do know that you will figure it out. So just always remember the human on the other end, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed in a moment, especially when they do call you and they are frustrated, or they call you and they're confused about what to do, or they call you and they're not very proactive. They're not going to be of assistance to you because they are too laced with their own emotions to actually know what it is that they need to do, why they need to do it, but they just know that they need you to help. So if you don't take anything else away from this, just remember the benefits, yes, you do have to understand them. But the true benefit behind the benefit is being able to help the people who are using it. They are the wealth of the organization. They are the wealth. They are there to help them, and you are there to help. Okay. So learn the alphabet soup, learn all the compliance aspects, learn about your plan, but care about the people and first. Okay. Number 4, nobody told me that compliance mistakes don't show up today. They show up 18 months later. I learned that one the hard way. I had started a new position and I came into an open enrollment fiasco. Didn't even know that I was coming in during open enrollment and an IRS audit. And that IRS audit was going to go back for 4 years. I had never gone through an IRS audit. I had absolutely no clue what to do. And I was not the one who had actually caused any of the issues that required the IRS to come in fruition. But it's okay because it was an important lesson that I learned. You have to be responsible for the things that you do. And when you make a mistake, because we all make mistakes, never be afraid of making a mistake. You have to be in a place of where you understand what it is that you need to do and why you need to do it. Because your future self will thank you for taking the time to understand those compliance pieces of your benefits that will keep you from that IRS DOL audit. It will keep you from those mucky places that make you want to throw your laptop across the room. You may not have caused the compliance mess. You may not have caused the IRS or DOL audit trigger, but you are the one who's going to have to deal with it. And it's typically going to come months, if not years later. Document. And also to take the time to understand the what, the where, the how, and the whys, especially when it comes to your 401k and your HSA. Okay. So number 5. Nobody told me how to handle the broker and the carriers. So I did it wrong, not once, but twice. First and foremost, your broker is supposed to be an extension of you. They have so much wealth of knowledge. Not only are they to be responsible for your plan in terms of understanding what they are actually helping you administer to your companies, what plans are, what they're supposed to cover, why are they even there? How do they come into fruition? Because sometimes your plans are pretty old and they've always just are rusty, dusty, and crusty. But that's the beautiful thing about a broker. They are supposed to be an extension of yourself. And it's the same as carriers because your brokers are a wealth of information, but you are also responsible for partnership with carriers. So don't be afraid to ask them questions. Ask them every stupid question you possibly can. Anything that you don't know. If they tell you something and it feels a bit off, ask them. They are there to serve you. And I don't say that from a place to where we're supposed to then be very mean to them and say, you need to give this to me now. No, they are your partner. They're supposed to be a mutual respect for one another. They are there to help you. So you're allowed to ask all the dumb questions. You're allowed to say, explain this to me again. You are allowed to push back on renewal numbers. You are allowed to ask questions. But don't allow your curiosity and also don't allow your newbie attitude, because you are learning, to keep you quiet in a room where you're supposed to be avoided. You may not know everything and they may know more than you, but that doesn't mean that they are to make the decisions for you. That does not mean your opinion does not matter. That does not mean that they don't work for you. They do. So when you think about your brokers and your carriers, realize that they are there to help you. They are not there to help you. So develop a good partnership with curiosity, develop an understanding of how to work together, but know at the end of the day that they are there to help you because you are. Okay, so we made it through all 5. of the top 5 things that nobody told me that I wish they would have when I started in this beautiful job of benefit administration. So just to cover them at a high level, you're not behind, you're early. It's okay that you don't know everything on day one. It takes months, years of being in the trenches before you know which. Open enrollment is a project, not a season. Start early. May seems so strange to start in April and May, at the latest in June. But believe you me, you will be very thankful come November that you did start. Remember, it's not a people job in compliance alone. It's the people behind the benefits that make it. So always take the time for your teammate. Listen to their concerns. See what the root problem is, and then work. Document everything. Nobody wants to be audited by the IRS or the DOL, but inevitably it will happen. That's when you get good at documenting everything. Your future self, thank you. You're the client. Your carrier and your broker are to be extensions of you. Allow for them to help you, but don't allow for them to manipulate you or to find joy. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me during this time. If you want to learn some more about benefits, my link in bio, ericakirby.com. I have some great freebies for all of you newbies who are learning benefits and just need literally to like, subscribe, check out my link in the bio, and I hope everyone has a great